Today, we are going to be taking a look at how you can utilize Nearpod lessons in conjunction with your STAR scores and your STAR data. We're going to log into our Renaissance account and we're going to choose reports over here on the right and choose STAR assessment. That will take us to our menu of the different types of reports we can access within STAR. I'm going to choose the second report here called STAR Record Book. Once it brings us to that, we want to check on our subjects to choose the correct subject, whether it be early literacy, reading, or math, and then also make sure it is the class that you would like to focus in on. Right below that, we are going to choose plan instruction with Nearpod. When I click on that, it will give us three options. We have group recommendations, student recommendations. It will give you recommendations for each specific student based on how they did on the STAR. And there's also browse skills. So I could choose my grade level and then choose what skill I would like to focus in on, whether it be vocabulary or text features. But today we are going to utilize group recommendations. When I click on this, it is going to ask me to create my instructional groupings. The default is 4 groups. For this sample, I'm going to change it to 5. So you can have as many groups or as few as groups as you would like based on the needs of your students and what your STAR data is showing you. So I'm now going to group the students based on what their scale scores were. And then once we are grouped, I am going to click View Skills. What this is going to do is populate lesson suggestions for each of my groups. So group 1, it's giving me about 6 or 7 lessons that that group could work on. Group 2, the same sort of thing. So I can scroll down and it will show me the variety of lessons that they have determined correlates with their STAR scaled scores. So for group 1, it's saying that this group needs to address the standard of identifying the topic of informational text as a whole and identify the subtopics of the paragraph. So it gives me 2 different lesson options. So when I click on one of the options, this pop-up will come up and I want to say continue in new tab. So it will automatically open it up so that I can view it in Nearpod. If it's asking for you log in, you're going to use your MPS Google account. I can preview this lesson by clicking on the preview button. It will then take me through what in, is in the lesson. If I decide this is something I want to use and would think is beneficial to the students, I can click add to this lesson. Now, I quickly clicked in that one. This lesson is a video that has different stopping points and then will ask a question of the students. Once I click on Add to My Lessons, it is now in my lesson library in Nearpod. If I want to then alter it somehow, I can go into the lesson within Nearpod and I can edit it. I could add additional questions or I could take lessons out. Once we have the lesson, we can then go into our Google Classroom. So I'm going to create a new assignment. All right. So the first thing that I'm going to want to do is I'm going to come over here to where it says who this lesson is for. Right, the default is all students, but as we know, I only had 3 students in that group, so I want to assign those students only. So if I click on all students and then I uncheck all students up here, then I could search through which specific students need that lesson. And then I just click to the side and now we see that it is assigned to 3 students. I can give it a point system. I can also give it a due date. And then I can create a topic or I could utilize a current topic. So maybe I would like to use this for differentiated instruction during my technology block for the literacy. So, like, I could choose that, or I could put it in intervention. All depends on when you're going to utilize this. Now, I'm going to come over to my actual assignment. And you see, we have these add on features within Google Classroom. When I choose Nearpod, it is going to take me to Nearpod as this pop out lesson, and I will be able to see any lessons that I have saved. I could even maybe create a folder so it'll be easier to navigate. But the most recent lesson you save will be the first one that came up. So when I hover over this lesson of how to teach main idea, I'm going to choose student pace. Now, if I was teaching the entire class or if I was teaching a whole group, like I had pulled the group, then I would do live participation. But this is going to be a station, so the students will be working on it independently. So I'm going to click on student pace. I'm going to click add assignment. And now we can see that it is already titled for me, how to teach main idea. And the assignment is attached. So now when I go to assign, it will then pop up in my stream right here, how to teach main idea. But if I click on it, we see it was assigned to 3 students. Those 3 students are the only ones that will be able to see the assignment. All the other students in the class will not see that assignment. So this is a great way to differentiate instruction for your students while you have the opportunity to work with a small group. The rest of the class could be working on lessons that are differentiated for them based on how they did on the STAR assessment.